Okay. See? That ain't gonna fly. Beautiful. Perfection.
Should I make pizza now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, cool, good. So now I wanted to share with you a recipe. It's something that I've mastered over the years. At one point I did an all-you-can-eat pizza party in New York City when I was a little bit more on the gourmet tip. We would do a lot of gourmet parties, and I would make up these fantastic things like burgers and fries, cheeseburgers actually, all raw. And we did an all-you-can-eat raw chocolate party, and of course we did an all-you-can-eat raw pizza party, at which time I became a master at the art of creating different types of pizzas. I'm not going to go into that much because I want to get straight into the recipe here. It's going to take me a few minutes. It's a little bit more on the gourmet side. I've got the crust finished over here, okay, and I wanted to show that to you before we get started. Now I've got to be very, very careful with this. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I do not. I've had many things fall. And so this is a soft pumpkin seed and celery crust. When I do these celery crusts, I get a little bit more of the moisture. So what I've got here is a deep dish pumpkin and celery crust with cilantro and other herbs as well. I'll have to make the pizza crust some other time. It's pretty easy though. Next I'm going to make a pizza sauce. So if someone would transcribe this, that would be absolutely fantastic. Everyone is very excited for the pizza. They're just like, hurry up and make that video, dude, so we can get that pizza. Now these are garden fresh tomatoes here. So I'm going to put some of those. Any tomatoes will work. We just happen to be very blessed that I decided many months ago that I was going to plant about 40 different types of tomatoes. And it has been a tomato orgy for the last couple of weeks, so it's fantastic. There's as many tomatoes as you can eat. Tomatoes. And now here I've got some sun-dried tomatoes too to give it a little bit of a texture. These are organic sun-dried tomatoes and olive oil. So I'm going to put about 6 sun-dried tomatoes in there as well. Okay. So this is about 3 medium-sized tomatoes, and then about 6 sun-dried tomatoes. I've got some Italian seasoning here. Someone is transcribing this. I know. I put about, oh yeah, that's good. I put about a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. I've got some sage here that I harvested myself. A teaspoon of sage. And I've also got some rosemary here that I harvested and dried myself. So I'll try to get some of that out of here. And that's a teaspoon of sage as well. And then I've got a couple cloves of garlic. So this is fun stuff here. This is a great sauce. Now this would go on crackers. It could also be construed as a herbal ketchup, if you will, but it makes a nice tomato sauce, and that is good here for the Mexican pizza, as well as it would be good for any type of pasta as well. You could make some butternut zucchini pasta. If you take your butternut zucchini and you get a spiralizer, or you can also do zucchini. I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about, the zucchini pasta, which is the favorite, usually because it's softer and easier to work with. But the butternut squash spaghetti, once marinated in the sauce overnight, actually softens up a bit and turns into a firmer, more delicious noodle, a little bit closer, in my opinion, to an al dente pasta. A little bit of sea salt here, probably a teaspoon of sea salt. And then we've got the NutriBullet here. Oh, don't forget just a small splash of the ACV. You can leave that out, but it makes it, it gives the tomato sauce a nice little twist. So Decided to throw that in there too for you, just in case you want to go and take it to the top. I'll let that go for a minute. Now I've got my crust here. Thick, delicious. I got an idea. While that's going for 1 second, let's get started on the Brazil nut cheese. I think that's fine there. Katya, just, I'll get that later. She was going to crawl through and put her dish over there, but it's okay. This is not part of the recipe, coconut oil. I'm not sure where that came from. You can make pistachio nut cheese, Brazil nut cheese, macadamia nut cheese. Tonight we had a choice between macadamia nut and Brazil nut cheese. And I just asked Natea, and she thought Brazil nut cheese would be fine. So I've got about a cup of Brazil nuts here. Okay. And then I'm going to use a little bit of nutritional yeast to give it a cheesy flavor. That's about, oh, that was probably good 8 tablespoons or so. I'm going to put in some turmeric to give it a nice cheesy color. A tablespoon of turmeric. And also to give the flavor, the Mexican flavor here, I've got some vegetables here, of course, and I'll tell you what those are. But the paprika and the cumin are the key to your Mexican dishes here. So, and that's what's going to give it our Mexican flavor here, along with these vegetables as well. And this is some cumin here. So a tablespoon each of the cumin and the paprika. And then I'm just going to make some cheese. Got a nice sauce here. Oh, good. And that should be good. That is a nice, crumbly, I'm going to go a little bit more on that, just for another second. And that's a Brazil nut cheese. I think my favorite is pistachio nut cheese, but it's hard to find really good high quality pistachios. And so I just passed on that. If you can find a high quality, reputable company that has some good pistachios, then you're going to be in good shape on that. But other than that, they're hard to find sometimes. So anyways, so let's go ahead now with the, I'm going to spread some of this sauce on there. And I've got a nice little spatula that I bought myself here to do that, to paint on some of this sauce. Now that is a little bit thinner than I'd like. And so I'm sitting here trying to understand what I could do to thicken it up a bit. But my options are pretty limited since I'm in the middle of a video. So I guess I'm going to go with a thinner sauce, it looks like. What do you think? Any ideas to thicken it up? The only thing I could do is throw the rest of the sun-dried tomatoes in there, but
You could, well, when we make tomato sauce for spaghetti, we put some dates in there. We put like 1 date.
Yeah, that would have been good too. But I didn't want it to be too sweet.
Just like that, that looks
Yeah.
yummy.
Well, here, you tell me what you think. It's good? Okay, it's just going to be, I wanted it to be a little thicker, but, you know, I think I put too many garden tomatoes. And so the garden tomatoes, you know, are just super water rich. But that's okay. I mean, we'll just go real. It's got so much flavor that you don't really need much. Just enough to get it nice and, you know, so there's some nice, you know, sauce. So we'll paint this on a little bit. And then we'll move ahead with the veggie, and then you'll see that, and I won't take up too much of your time, and I'll get this food to the angry masses here. The people are starving, feed them. And then Tooth McMahon is going to have some juice. I don't know. How do you make this delicious raw food? And then just go for the juice. I don't know. Anyways, there we go, beautiful. I'll try to show you a little bit. I don't want to slip. There was one Insiders Club video where the whole thing, I was, oh, look at this, because everybody wants to, oh, let's see the food, you know, and then I said, okay, remember, then I went this one time and I went slip, and it slipped right off the plate onto the floor. So now I'm very careful of that. Anyways, oh, there's an Insiders Club video explaining the psychology of eating. Another on point. It's weird. I'm like, channeling, and I'm like, wow, dude, where's this stuff coming from? I didn't read that in the book. I think it's the love that I have for people and the truth, and I see how much people are struggling to improve, to break old habits. Everyone around here is doing really well. Today, everybody just ate fruits and juices, and then they're having one meal. So I'm real proud of the girls here, all 3 of them. I'm with all 3 of my favorite people on the planet today. And so I'm very happy, very blessed person. Now we got the sauce. Next, let's move ahead into some fresh tomatoes. Just a few fresh tomatoes per slice. Of course, these are right out of the garden too. Totally delicious, fresh, high vibing. Oh, the tomatoes when they're in the sun. Have you ever had a hot tomato? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's what I'm talking about. So I've been going out there, and you go grab the ones that are sitting in the sun, and you take a bite of that, and it is off the chain. That is to fresh tomato. Next, I'm going to put on a little bit of cilantro on each piece. Oh, this is going to be top notch. Cilantro. And next is the all famous Brentwood organic corn. World famous corn right here. Natea said, I don't want corn on my salad, it never has any flavor. I said, haha, this is the famous Brentwood organic corn, baby. And I gave her a piece, and she's like, kapow. Oh yeah, the good stuff, because that's what it is. It's about sourcing the best ingredients, and that's the only way you can have your fruit and vegetable diet work out for you, because if you have the fruits and vegetables with no minerals, grown in weak soil, and not cared for properly, you have these fruits and vegetables with no flavor. And then the food doesn't have any flavor. And then you're like, I'm just going to go to Jack in the Box, man, and get a cheeseburger with like some MSG on it so that you can have that pleasure, because you do need to, your serotonin and dopamine does need to be, you got to enjoy the flavor of your food. I mean, you know what I mean? So these fresh ingredients are going to allow you to do that. The minerals are the flavor. You see what I'm saying? The minerals are the cell salt flavors, so you have to have mineral-rich food. Next is the purple onions. Just a little bit, don't want to overpower it on anybody. But yeah, that is looking more and more beautiful every second. Next, we've got some of the raw olives. Of course, you've got to have some raw olives if you're going to have a Mexican pizza. And we're getting it. And next is I'm going to lay 1 slice of avocado per slice of pizza. And I will give you a close-up before I let you go, but I'll grab the camera. Perfect. I had the, wow, that's Mr. McDonald. Once again, you've outdone yourself. I do it every day. Ha! And humility, who needs it? Who needs it? Not me, man. It's hard to be humble when you're as good as I am. In fact, I'm the most humble dude that I know. Okay, there's a few people out there that don't realize that I'm kidding. You don't know the Dan McDonald sense of humor yet. Okay, last but not least, in fact, I mean, the most epic part of the whole business is the cheese, man. But you know what? No animals were molested in the procusion, in the procuring process of this cheese. Just some Brazil nuts, which are one of the best nuts because they're one of the most ancient. They're very heirloom, old school, growing on trees in the tropics. And they have like 8 or 12 nuts inside of each and every one of them. And what you do is you take your Brazil nut cheese, which is bomb.com, and you sprinkle it over the top and go ahead and go crazy with this stuff, because I know that everybody loves the flavor of the cheese, and it is good like that. Knock it down a little. And then what I've got here on the side is jalapeno, but I gave Natea one little piece because yesterday she was eating a jalapeno out of the garden. She said, this doesn't have any flavor. And then but then today, these are store-bought ones. The ones in the garden, they're not quite ready yet, so they're still getting their heat. But this one here, she took a bite. Whoa, she was like, oh, Dad, help. So I gave her an avocado to eat, and she scarfed that down and then whoosh, put out the fire. Okay, I'm done. I'll give you the close-up and I'll let you go. Thank you very much. Don't forget to sign up for the Insiders Club because on Monday, there's a great video going out about the psychology of eating. And the way to approach mealtime if you want to do something with your food. If you want to do something with the food you eat to improve your life, you're going to have to find a way to become present with your food and find out, you know, why you're eating, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good time to practice awareness because most people, they put on the napkin, the businessman walks in, he's got his briefcase, he's had his long, serious day, he puts the briefcase down, puts his napkin on, and then guess what? Boom! Ha! Who shows up with the little kid ready to eat? What do kids do? They eat everything in sight without thought of consequence. So when that archetype jumps in there, you better be careful. You got to wake up, you got to be present, and you got to have a plan of like, okay, I'm eating to nourish and nurture my life so that I can whatever, lose weight or have more energy at the gym or look better or increase my circulation because I can't have erections anymore because I've got, you know, inhibited, occluded blood flow, headaches. I mean, if you're trying to heal yourself, you've got to wake up and be present. So anyways, I went into that video. It's about a 20-minute video just talking about the psychology of eating. I don't have time to do that now, but anyways, just get well, eat fresh, you know, eat your fruits and vegetables, use whole foods, get rid of the additives, preservatives, and heal yourself, okay? And love yourself, okay? Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to share this with you. It's a great, fun art, and I really, really, really appreciate you a lot. So take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Peace. Okay, guys, pizza's ready.
Okay.
Action Jackson in the house. That is a deep dish, raw vegan, Mexican pizza pie.
Dude, I can smell it.
It is epic beyond belief.